Oh, and welcome to the Breakthrough in 2025 series. I'm so excited to be with you. I am passionate about helping you break through, helping you experience what it's like to have a company that can double its impact, scale, and profit every year. And that might sound crazy. I am here to tell you that it is possible. I'm Coco Sama, five-time founder, impact investor, and creator of the Force for Good system, designed to help you install a system of growth into your. Today, we are focused on the Breakthrough series. I'm giving you through this series of 5 short workshops a way for you to install continuous growth, continuous breakthroughs. So we have been journeying through this series. The idea is that every single year you are in business, if you focus your energy on one breakthrough, you can have a massive breakthrough every year. That is so much more exciting and enriching and positive for your company than trying to have 3 big goals or 5 big goals. And then what ends up happening is you never really get anywhere. And I would also assert that what ends up happening is that the easier goals, the more familiar goals are the ones that your company breaks through on, but it's rarely that one goal that can serve you biggest and most prolific way. So that's why I'm here today, is to help you experience what it feels like to have a company that's definitely systematically grows each and every day, each and every week, each and every month, each and every year. It does so in a way that is led with purpose, led with heart, putting yourself and your team right in the front seat, creating a system where everyone on the team feels they are valued, appreciated, useful, engaged. I was at a workshop just today. I discovered that 23% of employees, people in the work environment, feel engaged. Just 23. If we focus on one breakthrough at a time, we have the ability to foster engagement, meaning, success, and then people feel like they want to get up and go slay dragons every single time. Today, we are back to the 5-part series. And today we're talking about the last part of this puzzle, which is the secret sequence of breakthrough. Harnessing your most valuable resource. So think about what do you think that is? What is your most valuable resource? So I want to bring back to you the 5 growth mindsets, because we've been covering them throughout our journey. And now I really would love to have us talk about it. So growth is the puzzle you can solve. So what ends up happening is we sometimes believe that we cannot grow our company, that we try things, it's not working, we get frustrated and go into fear. And we start to look for all the wrong places to solve our growth challenge. Through the Force for Good system, we teach you how to look in the right places and discover which puzzles need to be solved. And that brings us to number 2, and a big part of our topic today, which is sequential puzzles propel growth. Not about having 10 puzzles, but having one puzzle at a time. So which puzzle, which breakthrough? The puzzles here are really breakthroughs. And if you keep having breakthroughs one at a time, then you insert a new competency into your organization, into your team, and you will always be able to decipher which puzzle needs to be solved and put it in the right order. What should happen first, second, third, and then you slay those dragons. Now, growth requires change. And this topic is one that we talk about more, and we'll talk about more in our future stages. But growth requires change. One of the big reasons why you can only have one breakthrough at a time and why you have to have a sequence is because people, humans, you and me, and our team members don't like change. Even when we think we do, we have all kinds of reactions to it. And the emotional journey that we go through when we experience the breakthrough cycle, growth requires change. So, in order for us to be transformative and help our teams grow and be to our transformative, we must understand that principle that growth requires change and that human beings are going to react the way they do. So, we have to get in front of it and help create an ecosystem, an environment where it is safe and fun and healthy and possible to grow. The next one is growth requires measured improvement across time. And we're going to talk about this today. We're going to install a quick system for you to be able to start to do that. And we're going to talk about the last thing here is last mindset is what confines growth isn't what you think. And so it's similar to number 3. It's where we think we know why people aren't doing what you ask them to do. You ask them to start doing their sales calls differently, or you ask your customer service people to ask a certain question when they're on the call and they don't. So there's that piece of why aren't they growing? Why aren't they doing what you think they should do? And there's usually a reason that's not because of what you think. There's something about how they're feeling, what they're internalizing, their internal limit and beliefs, not their intelligence, right? It's something else. And the same thing happens for us. What confines growth isn't what you think. We often make assumptions. We think we know why we're not growing, but we don't have evidence. So in the situation of sales, for example, or marketing, if that's an area you're trying to grow more customers, you want to create more revenue, if you are not really measuring your sales funnel, your marketing funnel, what happens once they become a customer, helping them grow into ongoing customers, we can make assumptions and we're usually wrong. So we want to measure all along the way, and the growth that you will experience will be almost automatic. The Force for Good system helps you do that. And so we're going to go today into the next bit of topics on. So today we're going to focus on a 12-month goal, sequence matters, what is your breakthrough sequence, and the next steps. So every year you're in business is an invitation to seize a massive breakthrough. We're going to focus on your 12-month goal, a big breakthrough you're going to have. This is the one outcome will change everything. This is the problem that finally make every other challenge in your company easier. And what the single primary breakthrough that would catapult your company to the next level. It is a goal we are shooting to have completed by the 31st of December, 2025. Specific, measurable, achievable, resident, and time bound. So hit your goal, something you would love to achieve, something your team would love to achieve. You can think about it in terms of impact, scale, profit, whatever it is that brings you the most excitement, motivation, and that will really help your company overcome its challenges. So the next piece is why sequence matters. What is your company's most precious resource? So we alluded to this in the title that there's hidden resource we all have. The more you understand the value of this resource and the more you could understand all the ways that you need to protect this resource, because when you have this resource, it becomes your company's superpower. All right. So what do you think it is? It's your focus. I love this because it's not money. It's not people. It's not time per se. It is focus. When you focus, you can achieve anything. But when you're distracted and have too many things going on, you cannot achieve what's in front of you. You can. And even more, it multiplies dramatically if you have a team. Because if you have 5 people, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, and harness the focus of everyone, you can achieve massive breakthroughs. That's the big reason, right? You want sequence so that you can stop doing everything all at once and stage your breakthroughs in the order that makes most sense. When we have one goal or one focus, we are powerful. Everything comes easier and faster when we focus and get it done. There's no confusion about what is top priorities. Your team members start to perform at a much higher level. Not only do they do better work, but they are more engaged because they know which dragon they're slaying. And they like it when they're successful. What they don't like is when they're asked to do a million things and they can't possibly get it all done. And then you ask them how they're doing and they have to tell you, I'm behind on this and I didn't get that done. When you give them clear focus, greatness can emerge. You can't be brilliant when you are not focused. No confusion about what actions are of highest and best use for the purpose of the company, for the vision of the company, and for the breakthrough that needs to happen right now. When you have sequence, you are able to calm everybody down. Everybody suddenly starts to know exactly what they should be doing. And this is what's so empowering and exciting about sequence. When everybody knows what they are here to do, they can just resolve to do it. And that is what makes your company grow faster. The other thing that happens when you have a sequence. So it's one thing to know that today this is my breakthrough. It's another thing to know that first I'm going to break through this. Then we're going to break through that. Then we're going to deal with that next breakthrough. And then finally, we're going to break through that. So when that happens and you're going through your day and you're focused on goal one, right? Whatever that goal is, to increase the number of discovery meetings you have in sales, for example, every week, let's say from 10 to 30, right? That's a breakthrough goal. You're going to see the results of that. And that's how I would position all of your breakthroughs. So let's say we're going to do that, right? That's our breakthrough. And then we're going to say, all right, well, after I get through that, then I will focus on the next piece, which is how do I hire the right sales manager and install the right CRM system. And then we can go on to hire the next sales manager and then install the right CRM system. So you decide what the sequence is. And then what happens is when you're going through your day and you start to feel worry or confusion that something comes up and it reminds you that you really need to hire a sales manager, or it reminds you that you really need to install a CRM system, you suddenly calm yourself down by telling yourself, oh, that's right. We are going to do that, but we're not doing it now. We're focused on going from 10 to 30 discovery calls a week for each of our salespeople. So it gives you power and it helps you calm down. And it starts to tell yourself that, oh, I will get to that problem. It's just I'm not doing it today. Great leaders know that whenever you decide to focus on lots of things, nothing is getting focused on. The great leaders are able to put 10 minutes to focus on what matters, and then they see results. We're going to go back to the next objective. Pull it up. So the next objective is, what is your secret for growth? So I'm not going to tell you your secrets, right? If I did, I would be lying to you because you are a unique business and you have a unique vision and you have a unique purpose. You have strength and abilities that are unique to your business. So what I will foster for you instead is the guidelines in a way for you to think about how best to put your sequence. So every business is unique. It depends on the specific challenges you have. It depends on the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats we discussed in the last series, part 4. It depends on where you're headed ultimately. What is your goal, the 12-month goal? then you can start to craft your growth secrets. Now, what I'm telling you is that you don't need anybody else to tell you. You are not, you and your team have everything you need to figure this out. I like this example from Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Alice says, "Would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here?" And the Cheshire Cat says, "That depends a good deal on where you want to go to." And Alice says, "I don't care much where." And the Cheshire Cat says, "Then it doesn't matter which way you go." So your sequence depends on where you're going, and it depends on how you decide to get there. You have your 12-month breakthrough, your 3-year goals, your 10-year goals, and your company vision. When you use the Force for Good system, all of this is broken down on the 4-page impact plan. When you put this all down on page, it's going to help you start to see, gee, where am I going? And when you do your SWOT analysis and put together your strategy, you start to think about what are your primary accelerators and constraints. You can start to see. So we've already done this before in previous pieces. And if you haven't, don't worry, because you can still answer the questions that will help you figure out your puzzle. So one way to think about it is through the model of the Force for Good system, which is that first we have existence, then we have survival, then we have scale, and then we have impact. So think about, where are you in that system? And is it that you have a product? Do you, yes or no? Do you have a product that your customers really like? Are you in a situation where you have a team? Are you figuring out survival? Are you developing profits? Is that something that you need? Do you need to have more cash? Do you need to have an investor? How are you going to fund your growth? These are the questions you can be asking. Have you figured out how to go to market? Have you figured out your recipe? Is the company delivering you the freedom, the prosperity? Is it giving you choices for how you want to live your life? Or is it such that it's all about you leading the company? You're the founder. Everything's dependent on you and your decisions. You can't go on vacation. So that helps you decide. Do you want that to continue? If you don't, then there's puzzles you need to solve to help break yourself free of that. How are you doing with scale? Do you worry every week and every month? Are we hitting our sales goals? Do we have a system that works? Do you get the same number of prospects each month? Can you figure out how to get them to increase? Are your customers sticking around? Is the average revenue per customer starting to grow? I'm leading you through a journey of the problems and the questions and the puzzles that you would want to solve. And you probably want to solve them one at a time, right? You can't really expect to, for example, scale fast if you don't have your product figured out yet, right? So being able to articulate for yourself and for your team where you are will really help you in that process of growth. Okay, next, we're going to go on to the next one here. Okay. And getting my screen to go to the next slide. Here we go. Next slide. Okay. The other way to look at this is through the traction method, right? And we have a traction assessment. So again, helping you see, where do you need to go in order to create that growth? Are you in customer discovery, minimum viable product, customer validation, product market fit? Help yourself by knowing this is the typical sequence. Where are you and what's the sequence? What do you need to do now? What do you need to do next after that? And what will you need to do after that is done? So now, without giving it burdensome thought, I invite you to create your secret growth sequence. The more you get comfortable with writing things down that you're not sure about, the faster this whole process of growth will take place. The moment you write down something, it goes from being vague and in the ethers, and it cultivates into something much more tangible. Even if it becomes tomorrow's weight, today it's giving you a new level of clarity about whatever is in the ethers in your mind. You can always change it. And in fact, you will change it because as you continue to grow, your growth sequence will probably evolve. But when you have a sequence, and it's like you're traveling from New York to Los Angeles, first we're going to take this route, Dayton, Ohio, and then London. You have a sense of where you're going and in what blocks of time. Then, if things change, a terrible thunderstorm, or maybe there's a snowstorm, or maybe there's an accident somewhere and you change your route, right? Then you can. You can. It doesn't mean that what you originally wrote out was wrong. In fact, it's helping you lay out the framework of the map of where you're headed. Think about your specific, measurable, achievable, resonant 12-month goal. What do you need to first accomplish? What's the first big breakthrough? And then what's the second big breakthrough? And then the third. These are puzzles that are going to get you to your 12-month breakthrough goal. First, the whole team is going to focus on this. What that's taken care of, we figured that out. Then we're going to focus on this. And then we're going to focus on this. Now you have a sequence. All right. I challenge that now you might be feeling all kinds of feelings. You might be feeling clear. You might be feeling understood. You might be feeling uncertain. But now you have something to go to your team and say, let's hash this out. Let's figure this out. And now you're starting to see that growth is a puzzle solved. You're asking, what do I need to change? What do I need to know? What do I need to do? Okay. So today we focused on your 12-month breakthrough goal. We helped you identify why sequence matters. We talked about what your breakthrough sequence is, and you mapped it out. And so now you might be wondering, what do I do now? Well, I'll tell you, there's a great way for you to take the next step. All right. So the next step is for you to join me on February 25th for the Force for Good business retreat. It's $99. It's not expensive. And if you go to the website and you use code GROWTH, 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 we will give you 50% off. So one full day virtually, and we're going to map out your entire business plan. You're going to really flesh out the purpose of your business, who your customer is, and how you're going to serve them. You're going to be able to map out what the services are and your funnel. You're also going to figure out your KPIs, create a dashboard, and a 10-year impact plan, which will be 10 years, 3 years, and 12-month segments. That you and your team start to align and see where you're going and how you are going to get there. And then you install the rituals that we're going to talk about. The first ritual is a weekly meeting. This you can now in your business, a weekly meeting where you get together and talk about your 12-month breakthrough. And you talk about how to measure it and get the sequence puzzle complete. Join me on February 25th, and we're going to transform that and help you take it to the next level and install the growth system that will help you create perpetual breakthroughs in your business. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be with you. Always want to make sure I'm here to support you. You can always find me at aforceforgood.biz and schedule with me a discovery session, and we can look together at your breakthrough and talk about your sequence. I'd be delighted to talk to you about your sequence. Be sure to sign up for our breakthrough retreat to help you double your business in the next 12 months. And in whatever capacity is important to you, revenue, impact, profit, all three, whatever is important to you. And remember that the world is made better by women led business. Let's all go make the world a better, wonderful place. Cheers.